on Boond Soch ki ttalk, train of thought with a series of an episodes from an experts from the industry. We try and invite the experts from all walks of life, let it be leadership, entrepreneurship, from medicines, made from insurance sector, from different sector. In fact, they come and share their experience from their life learning experience, with all meaningful learning, which is beneficial for the society at large. Today, on this ttalk platform, we are having with us Dr. Anil Bradoo. Sir, welcome to ttalk Boond Soch ki.
Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot for spending a valuable time.
It's my pleasure to be associated with you, and let's see what we can bring about in this talk.
Thank you, sir. The medical advances and the options available today can make it very confusing to not only understand a health condition but to find a right specialist to treat it. In general, you want someone with whom you can build a rapport and feel comfortable with, someone who can answer and embarrassing questions. You may have to provide the information and care you need. A story of Dr. Anil Bradoo, who is a urologist and the andrologist. A brief introduction: he is a director in urology at India Institute of Medicines and Minimal Access Surgical Training, that is MMAST, and is also a past president of Urological Society of India and also past president of Mumbai Urologist Society West Zone and also past president of IMA Chambur. And in fact, there is a most famous Excel Urology Center in Chambur. Dr. Anil Bradoo, he did his MS, MCCH, MCH Urology, DMB Urology, FCRS Urology from London. And in fact, the Center of Comprehensive Urology Care, the services what they offer is into andrology, urology, kidney stone clinic, ESWL, ultrasonographic, andrology, reconstructive urology, prostate clinic, and the laser lithotherapy. Sir, welcome to this ttalk Boond Soch ki. And now, in fact, for the benefit of an ttalk audience, if you can share your experience from education till date, a brief of your journey, like for target audience.
Well, during our times, education was fairly simple to understand. You passed your 10th and you passed your 12th, and on the basis of your 12th standard marks, if you did well, you were there to join medicine. So merit had a big role to play. I as a student in 10th and 12th was not even aware of capitation colleges. I didn't even know that there is something called, the word called capitation college exists. Right. So we all knew and believed that merit is the only way to go forward, and that's how it was. Mm-hmm. So I think honestly, there was no inspiration per se. It was just that schooling was good. I came from a school which I think changed me as a person. I think I was first in a school which I must admit was a Guru Nanak school in Sion West. And right up till my 3rd standard in my primary school, I was there because I was staying at Sion. My mother must have taken me and just admitted me into a local school.
I see.
But somewhere down the lane, one lady who was actually giving tuitions to my elder sister, she told my father that this boy seems to be bright and he seems to be doing very well in his school. He should go to a more competitive school. He should go to a school where his options will open out. And she was actually instrumental in suggesting to him that I should go to another school. So I went with a lot of difficulty. You can imagine I had stood first in my school all through right up till 3rd standard. But when my father, and I know this because my father told me this when I joined the other school, that when he took my admission card to the principal of this school, which is called St. Joseph's at Wadala, the principal actually threw that result and said it really does not matter what your son's results are. And he did not give me admission for that first year. So my father was so taken aback that how can this happen? So he went again the next year and he said, no, I will try again for my son. And he stood in the queue and made sure that he represented himself and requested father, as the reverend fathers used to be in the school, to strongly consider my case. And somehow in the standard fourth, I got admission to that school. I think competitiveness, basically, to see a lot of other students doing better than you, entrusted in me in this desire that I have to excel or I have to do well. If I have to be noticed, if I have to be understood by people, I need to do well. And I think that competitiveness and the school itself and the teachers in the school were a lot of inspiration for me to do well. And so the art of speaking per se, the art of saying yes to every opportunity which came your way is what I learned in that school, and that is what probably helped me excel in my school academics, and that's the only thing which helped me to get marks which were required to get admission in medical school. So I didn't even have an iota of any idea what medicine meant, apart from the fact that you become a doctor after you join medicine. I didn't know what subjects were there. The first MBBS when I joined, and we started anatomy, as you all remember, we dissect cadaver and the dead bodies to learn the anatomical parts of the body. I actually thought this anatomy lecture will go on for 5 years.
I see.
This dissection will go on for 5 years. I was that unaware. But and I was shocked that in 6 weeks, that first part which we were dissecting was already over and we were ready for an exam. So it took me a lot of time and the first 4 to 6 weeks to actually understand what medicine actually meant. And I think it was a journey where purely because you enjoyed the process and you got the positive vibes, not only from your medical teachers, your dean, your senior colleagues and your peers, you just enjoyed the process of education, you enjoyed the process of competition, you enjoyed the process of yearning to learn, and with this basic idea that what you are learning is going to be of help to mankind at large, because you're going to be able to not only serve your the common man, serve everyone in the community, but you'll be able to relieve their suffering, you'll be able to make them happy. I think this itself, and that you learn to see a joy on the face of the relatives of the patient. I think this itself was a drive to learn medicine, to learn the art, and then later the science of medicine, and recapitulate all these aspects to grow further.
And doctor, I think it's a very interesting, like anyone in your family, they were into the medicine profession?
Well, a very good question. I was like a black sheep in the family. There's no one even remotely connected to medicine in my family.
I see.
No one. My father was a businessman who worked from his grassroots level, and he was in the transport business actually. And so there was a lot of Punjabi element in his association in life, where I learned a little bit of Punjabi, seeing his friends and his colleagues, and also the team of the staff which he used to have. But no one at all even remotely connected to medicine in my family. So I had no one to guide me as far as that is concerned.
So that ek Boond Soch ki that you want to get into medicine, is it from within it came, or somebody identified teacher saying,
I think you're right. There was one teacher who, there were many teachers, but one teacher who told me, look, I think Anil, you have a very good memory, and you have a passion to take care of others, because I've seen you in your senior secondary school. You tend to take leadership positions, and you actually try and help a lot of people, a lot of students, other students. You care for them, and you're able to help them in a project or as a group leader. And I think you are cut out to be a people's person. So and in that time, if you were good in academics, you really were only told that you have either engineering to choose or medicine to choose.
Medicine, yeah,
so it was common sense that that teacher told me that I think you should take medicine. But barring that, I don't think that was the only factor. But maybe I really didn't know much apart from the fact that should I take engineering or medicine at that time.
In medicines, why only urology and why not other stream?
Yeah, that's interesting. Now medicine, once you finish your MBBS, you're led with the choice of joining certain major branches. And I was obviously more interested in surgery. So you have to do MS general surgery first before you look at the super specialty. So the branch which I am practicing now is urology, which is actually genitourinary surgery to deal with the urinary tract. And that's a super specialty you can join or qualify for only after you finish your basics and masters in general surgery. So the first step was to become a general surgeon. And surgery, because you'd like to be in action. I was very much interested in sports. I was very much interested in activity, and I thought as surgeons you're actually in the playing field. You're taking a knife, you're taking instruments in your hand, and you're acting quickly, and you're trying to take out a diseased organ, or you're trying to repair a damage done. So that gives you the thrill of having gone through a particular exercise or a procedure to get the immediate result. So I think also I think there are other factors which might I mean this is just my opinion. I think those doctors who are interested in a lot of activities, physical activities and competitive sports, who enjoy all this, they and have a very cool temperament. Do not lose their cool. They know that in circumstances where they are challenged, they'll be cool, they will think, and they will be able to weather the storm. I think these qualities help you join surgical branches and become a surgeon. And I think probably these were common sense things which worked on my mind, and I thought, no, I can't be a physician only seeing patients and talking to them and touching them here and there. I need to do something more. I need to take that organ out. I need to repair some damage done. So you need to be constructively working.
A more aggressive approach towards the task, but to take.
So once I became a general surgeon, I did my entire medical education, my undergraduate MBBS, my internship, my post-graduation in general surgery, and then my super specialty in urology in one institute at Sion, at the LTMG General Hospital, Lokmanya Tilak Municipal General Hospital and Medical College. All of us know it as Sion Hospital. So my entire upbringing, medical education was in one college, in one campus, where I spent an entire 12 years till I actually qualified as a urologist. And it's only after I did surgery, and surgery was challenging because Sion Hospital was a very busy hospital in terms of trauma care. It was actually known as the tertiary center for trauma because a lot of accidents, injuries, blasts, whether it is fire or whether it's a train accident, all these accident cases in general surgery, head injuries, orthopedic injuries would all come to Sion Hospital as the first hospital. So the experience of working as a registrar in the emergency ward, and what it was depicted was as a trauma registrar. And the registrar is the basic, the backbone on which a unit runs. He is of course guided and supervised by a lecturer and an associate professor and a professor of respective branch. But the registrar is there actually given the responsible task of taking decisions, reporting, and being there all the time. So I worked as a trauma registrar in the emergency ward, and I think those years of working as trauma registrar made you, sharper, made you more concerned about, how patients come in an emergency and how you need to be there, you need to act in time, and you cannot afford to be complacent, and that you understand that how you need to mobilize forces quickly to be able to, get the desired results.
Good. I think it's a great insights what we are getting from Dr. Anil Bradoo, who's a urologist, andrologist, and in fact, a great insights. I'm sure, at the school level, he was always front runner, always question in his mind, and very intellect to a certain extent. Also, he was a part of sports. And I think the sports and the medicine profession, what he took, and his journey from MS to MCH urology to DNB urology and to FCRS urology London, it's an exciting, I'm sure it's an exclusive story of Dr. Anil Bradoo on this ttalk ek Boond Soch ki. There's a lot great insights what we need to retrieve from Dr. Anil Bradoo on this platform. Till then, go to www.ttalk.net, subscribe, like the channel as much as you can, and watch out for Dr. Anil Bradoo in our next episode of ttalk ek Boond Soch ki. So thanks a lot for making your presence on this platform. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.